Hey, it's Martin here, and I'm going to show you the process by which I made a set of free samples of a felted toy piano. But if you just want to get the samples, you can download them in the description below. It first started when I wanted to install a piezo pickup on my little red toy piano here, mainly because I wanted to run it directly through some effects pedals. But while taking the toy piano apart, I had a piece of felt which was just lying next to it, and it caught my eye, and I thought, hey, what about felted toy piano? In case you didn't know, felted pianos are all the rage in soundtrack scores and dramatic movie music. It's where a lot of small upright pianos have a third pedal which actually physically lowers a wide piece of felt between the piano hammers and the strings. The original intention behind this was, of course, to lower the volume of the piano sound for practicing, but a nice byproduct was that it also gave the piano a very mellow and intimate tone, perfect for that, dramatic film moment. I mean, honestly, the sound is a bit played out nowadays, but then again, hey, so is a Les Paul, right? The first thing I did was cut out a small piece of felt that would fit the piano. I plunked it down in front of the strings and discovered that it sounded like shit. But that's useful too, because then you can analyze why it sounds like that. As you can hear, it basically took away a lot of the character of the toy piano, that sort of soft dissonance of the sympathetic vibrations from the other tines. And this kind of reverb is very characteristic of a toy piano. So instead, I tried a small piece of tape. This is kind of white cloth tape, and it works better, but it still mainly emphasizes the attack of the tone. And a toy piano is already very much heavy on the attack, so it wasn't so useful. But then I thought, hey, piano hammers also are individually felted themselves, but on a toy piano they're made out of hard plastic. Maybe I should put some dampening on each individual hammer. Then each fundamental note would be felted, but the other tines could still resonate alongside and keep that sustained reverb going. So I tried this out with tape on each individual hammer because it's just the easiest, and it worked quite well, but it wasn't quite as mellow as I'd hoped it would be. So I went back to the felt and put a little square of felt on each individual hammer. And this worked out quite well. But then a lot of the mechanical sounds of the actual physical keys became too prominent. And I decided to dampen those down again with some more felt and tape installed at the various key points in the mechanical structure, under the hammers and at the pivot points. So this is how it ended up sounding. Quite lovely, I think.
Hey, this is Editing Martin, and I've just spotted something quite curious about the layout of the keys on this little toy piano. I dropped it before and I had to put it all back in, and it went a little bit fast. But yeah, leave a comment if you spotted it. Hey.
One of the nicest things about this felted toy piano is that it's now quite responsive to the playing velocity. Before the felt, when you played a key, it would produce the same volume and same tone of sound every time you hit it. But now when you hit it softly, it makes a very mellow and small sound. But the harder you hit it, it will produce a louder and louder sound, though never quite as the same volume and intensity as the unfelted piano, which I felt was a good thing, made it more playable. This is also why there are 4 velocity layers in the samples that you can download, which are in Ableton format because that's what I use. I might do an MPC format later. Hey, let me know if you do use this samples to make some music. I always think that's kind of fun to hear what people come up with my samples. Click like and subscribe, and if you want to hear how the toy piano sounds with lots of effects, then jump on over to my Instagram. Have a good one.